that doesn't mean that everything is just because of luck. You play a hell of a lot of a role, and you are so capable of dictating where that luck leads you. Hello boys, how are we? For those of you new here, I'm a psychology student trained to be a therapist. So on this channel we talk about positivity, mindset, well-being, mental health and all things like that. So if that sounds of interest, stick around. Today I wanted to talk about the idea of luck and getting lucky. This was inspired by a couple of things. One, Gemma at Psychology of Your 20s podcast, which I'd highly recommend, did an episode about lucky girl syndrome. Obviously that was more focused towards women, but I sort of took some of the lessons from that and applied it to being a man as well, basically. And also my friend Ollie, who, shout out to him, I don't know if he watches the channel, but if he does, put up a story earlier, just sort of talk about, I don't know how I got so lucky, and it got me thinking, and I actually sent a reply to him basically saying, you didn't get lucky, you made a plan about what you wanted your life to look like, and you were dedicated, worked hard, and you executed that plan. Like, give yourself more credit, basically. And it got me thinking about how we talk about luck, how we think about luck, and again, just sort of wanted to weigh in on it with my opinions. Whether you believe in it or not, luck is an incredible thing. It's an amazing thing, and it's very powerful. I think we talk about it in such a negative way. Luck is very rarely used in a positive sense. It's either, oh, that person who built that business or became a professional athlete, they just got lucky. That's the excuse you hear so many. Oh, they just got lucky. They just picked the right stock at the right time, or they just got scouted at the right time. Or on the flip side of things, you hear people say, well, I just never get lucky. Oh, I have all this bad luck. I've had this done to me. I've had that done to me. This has happened. That has happened. Always complaining. Just unlucky. And really, both of those things are sort of, if you're someone who says either of those things, that's quite a sad way to live. And I sort of want to explain why I think that. First of all, some things are just inherently good and bad luck. For example, your birth circumstances, right? If I wanted to moan about being unlucky, I could not have drawn more of a genetic short straw. Apart from the fact that I'm hopefully going to keep this lovely set of hair, I'm short as anything, not very good academically, I don't hold information particularly well, and more importantly, I was born with one of the worst congenital heart diseases that a human being can be born with, resulting in me having 4 open heart surgeries, amongst many other complications. That is just bad luck. That is no one's fault. My mum didn't smoke or drink through pregnancy. That is through no other result of just the genetic lottery and bad luck. I could let that ruin my life. I don't. Because on the flip side, again, pure luck, something that I did nothing to achieve. I was also born into a middle-class family in one of the best cities in the world, in London. I have the most amazing parents you could ever ask for. A brilliant family, brilliant school system, brilliant health system. That had I been born somewhere else, I probably wouldn't have lasted long. Likewise, if I'd have had parents who weren't as caring and weren't as attentive, I probably wouldn't have become the person I am today. If I'd have had ultra-religious parents or something who don't believe in medicine or feel that that's not the right way to go, I wouldn't have lasted very long without medicine or surgery. So in that way, I'm very, very lucky. And again, that is nothing of my doing. Your birth circumstances are absolutely nothing of your doing. So the way I like to think about things is swap the word luck for gratitude, basically. Everything I've just said there about everything that I've just got lucky with, I mean, does that counterbalance the bad luck that I'd had? Is it better than the bad luck I've had? I don't know. But what I choose to focus on is what I have, not what I could have had. If I sit down and write out in a reality, the only thing, realistically, the only thing that my heart condition has ever stopped me doing is becoming a high-level athlete or a pilot. Realistically, those are the only things that it stopped me doing, or an astronaut, I suppose. Is me not becoming a professional athlete, a pilot, or an astronaut, is the only thing between me and becoming one of those things the fact that I've got a bad heart? Absolutely not. There are a million other things. If I didn't have a heart problem, would I be a professional athlete, pilot, or astronaut? Probably not. I'd probably just be a normal bloke without a heart problem. Yes, obviously a lot of other things have come with that, mental wise and surgery wise, and to be honest, it's probably been, not in ways, I would argue it's been a lot tougher on my family than it has been on me. I think when you're the person at the centre of it, it's not actually that much to deal with, because you just have to get up and get on with it, sort of thing. It's the people around you that end up suffering most. But my point is, once you look at what you've got rather than what you could have had in terms of luck, gratitude, it becomes a lot easier to actually navigate what you're looking at. You've probably heard the phrases of, I think Harvey Specter says it in Suits, where he says, guys like you always think guys like me just get lucky. The truth is I make my own luck. And I think there was a golfer that said it, but Christian Grey said it in 50 Shades of Grey, where he's like, the truth is I just make my own luck, or the harder I work, the luckier I seem to get, or something like that. And there is truth to that as well. I think you do make more of your luck than you realise, and I sort of wanted to give some examples of that as well. Again, with Ollie's situation, when he talked about getting so lucky, he's managed to move to the Isle of Wight with his own sort of camper van and have a summer coaching, I think, surfing and stuff like that. Amazing lifestyle, amazing summer. He didn't get that by luck. He didn't just sort of, oh, one day you woke up and wow, there's a camper van that's kitted out, that's been paid for, or that. No, he learned how to be a surf instructor. He researched camper vans, saved up to buy one, went and kitted it out himself, found places that he could stay in Isle of Wight, applied for. He sketched out what he wanted to do and he applied it. Yes, on a massive level, is he lucky that he is in the life situation where he is able to do those things? He's not living in a country where that's not possible, or he's not in a physical state where that's not possible, of course. But at the same time, he played the hand he was dealt. He made his own luck, because he went out there and built himself into the kind of person that could do the things that he wanted to do. Another example, my friend Ashley, who, if you saw, I went to his wedding in Marbella last year. He met his partner at a music festival because she came over to him and literally asked for a lighter or asked for a cigarette or something like that, right? To the naked eye, absolute luck. What are the chances that you're at the same music festival and out of the thousands and thousands of people, she comes over to you, and out of that, it just so happened that you lived 15 minutes away from each other? Like, the percentages are, there are so many zeros. No, you wouldn't be able to game that out if you tried. But however, if you actually step back, them meeting, it being in no physical space at the same time, is luck. There is no question of that. If you ran that situation a million times, it might only happen once or twice, right? But is it luck that Ashley had made himself into the kind of man that someone like Gracie would go, oh, well, he looks nice, I'll go over to him and ask for a cigarette or whatever it was. The kind of man that after that presented himself well enough to go, do you want to go on a date? Let's take you out. And someone that she fell in love with. That's not luck, that's not an accident, that's the person that he'd created. If you want to go back further than that, he was only at that music festival because Charlie said, oh, well, let's go, I want to go, I'll take you, I'll drive us up there. Ash made himself the kind of person that someone like Charlie would want to be friends with. So he made himself the kind of person that had the social circle that allowed that situation to happen. I'm not trying to fry your brain and be Brian Cox or anything like that. My point is, there is always luck. Of course there's luck. Like, the fact that you're alive is I don't even know what the numbers are, but your dad's swimmer hit your mum's egg the way it did. Infinitesimal, that's probably not even a word, chances of that happening. If you look at everything through the lens of is it lucky or bad, you drive yourself mad, and that's not what we're trying to do. My point is, luck always plays a part in everything, but that doesn't mean that everything is just because of luck. You play a hell of a lot of a role, and you are so capable of dictating where that luck leads you. One final example that I'll give. I said this in my video the other day. For your career, often it's not your first job, it's your first boss, right? That person can really shape you and shape your career if they're interested in your development. I was incredibly lucky that my first 2 jobs, I had really good bosses who really cared about my development, and I'm still in contact with them to this day, and they check up and they give me advice and everything like that. That is pure luck, in a way that I got put in company, that those companies had those people there that I ended up bonding with. It is not luck that I turned myself into the kind of person that person would want to work with, that they took interest in me. I didn't get forced on them. I interviewed for a job and I got the job. Who I was, the person that I had built myself into, is the person who built those relationships and stayed in those jobs. So that is another prime example of where luck meets work. Luck will get you a certain distance, but hard work is always what's going to be carrying it over the line. So the message I'd leave you with, as I said, luck is in everything. Anyone who gets lucky, who gets successful in anything, has luck somewhere along the way. Luck is not a bad thing, luck is not a good thing. It's not inherently good or evil. It is how you look at it. That is why it's always important to practice gratitude, but at the same time work hard and give yourself credit for what you achieve. The final point is never ever be too arrogant to say that luck played no part. Anyone who says, I don't believe in luck, I didn't get lucky at all, everything was hard work from the ground up, that's not someone you should listen to. I watched an interview with Elon Musk. I know he divides opinion in himself, but he basically just went through and listed all the areas he got lucky when forming PayPal, Tesla and SpaceX, the richest man in the world. And I've seen similar interviews with Jeff Bezos, who started Amazon. Jeff Bezos took a gamble that the internet, which back then no one really knew about, was going to blow up. He caught that wave at the exact right time. Same as Elon Musk with PayPal, really. He positioned himself in a place where that luck could carry him all the way. Never be too proud to admit that you got lucky, but also give yourself credit. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. I do appreciate you guys who stick around. I do 2 of these every week, so if you found them interesting, please do consider liking and subscribing. As always, comment any thoughts you have below, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care, lads.